Hi guys, I want to do a quick review of ratios with you to make sure that you really have this concept down. So let's get straight to it. So you guys might remember that ratios are used to compare amounts, and that's what we're going to be doing with them in the next couple slides. Okay, so what if I know that each one student in the school is eating 1 kilo of food? That means that one student equals 1 kilo of food. What if I have 3 students? How many kilos of food am I going to have? Well, if you told me 3 kilos, you would be right. Because I know from 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Okay, 1 student, 1 kilo. 3 students, 3 kilos. What if I have 10 students? That's going to equal 10 kilos. How did I get that? Well, here we went from 1 to 3. And when we go from 1 to 3, we multiply by 3. And that gives us 3. And here, what you do on one side, you must do on, that's right, the other side of the equation. So 1 times 3 is 3 again. From 1 to 10, let's put that in another color so we can see it a little better. From 1 to 10, we multiplied by 10. And what we do on one side of the equation, we do on the other side of the equation. So 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 10 is 10 again. Excellent job, guys. A little bit more difficult example coming up. Okay, let's say that now we're measuring how much teachers eat. One teacher eats 1.2 kilos of food per day. That would be a lot of food, but I'm just giving you an example. Now I have one teacher and they eat 1.2 kilos. What if I have 2 teachers? Oops, 2 teachers. Well, if I write that as a proportion, one teacher, and I'm going to put teach for teacher, over 2 teachers is equal to 1.2 kilos over how many kilos? That's going to be my unknown variable, or my x. And we remember that that could be an M for Marcella, an I for Isadora, an A for Antonio, or a T for Tony, or an M for Miguel, okay? Or we can just call it X, because, you know, that's just what mathematicians like to call it. So I have one teacher equals 1.2, so 2 teachers would equal how many? Well, you know, from getting from 1 to 2, we are doubling it. We're multiplying by 2. And to get from 1.2 kilos, we also need to double or multiply by 2 right here. So if I multiply 1.2 by 2, it's going to give me, all right, hope you figured that out, 2.4. And that is our answer for this one. One teacher equals 1.2 kilos. 2 teacher would be 2.4 kilos. This is a ratio. It's an even comparison. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, so we've got our next example here. It's a little bit more challenging than our previous examples, but I know you guys can do it. All right, so here, if you have 2 students in the class, you need at least 4 pencils for those 2 students. That's, you know, my thinking anyway. So if our class suddenly got much bigger and we went from 2 students to 20 students, how many pencils do we need? Now, as you can see in this problem, I've already laid it out for you. You have 2 students. Oops. Sorry, guys. You have 2 students. Why is it not disappearing? You have 2 students over 20 students. I'm gonna just write it like that. And you have 4 pencils over an unknown amount of pencils. That's our x, or our unknown number in this case. Now, here, I'm not starting from 1, so I have to think. If I'm moving, I don't know what the x is, so I can't start on the left side of the equation. I'm going to have to start on the right side of my equation. I'm moving from 2 to 20. To go from 2 to 20, I multiply by, you got it, 10. 2 times 10 equals 20. So what I do on one side of the equation, I must do on That's right, the other side. 4. So here, I multiplied by 10 here. I need to multiply by 10 on this side. 4 times 10 equals, that's right, x in this case would equal 40. So if I have 4 pencils for every 2 students, I need 40 pencils for 20 students. If you got that answer, great job, guys. Let's keep on going. Okay, guys, here's an example for you to try on your own. And be careful because the numbers do not start with 1 again. So, if I have 4 students in my class and we have 12 math books, what happens if I gain 8 new students? Then I would have 12 students in my class. How many math books do I need? How many math books do I need, guys? All right, good luck figuring it out. Once you think you have the problem, you can go on to the next minute. So I'm going to give you a pause to figure it out. Okay. So here we have, I set up our problem for us. 4 students to 12 students. And these are both, students, and 12 books to X books. So if 4 students equals 12 books, 12 students equals how many books? Well, I know going from 4 to 12 would be multiplying by 3. Oops, that doesn't look beautiful, but okay. 4 times 3 is 12, so 12 times 3 would be 36. All right, guys, I would need 36 books if we had 12 students in class. That would be pretty heavy. So guys, that's the end of our review today. Now, the next lesson you guys are going to learn to cross multiply, which is another strategy we use when we're learning about ratios. Great job.